My name is Mudidi Christopher. I want to share with you the reason why I left this village 40 years ago. And my greatest happiness is that I'm going back to Buta, my homeland, which I left 40 years ago. I'm going straight to witness my late mom's grave. Let me witness the grave, and if the grave is bush, let me clean the grave. Since my mother's death, I never buried her or saw the grave. Lastly, I'm going to ask for forgiveness from my mom's grave, as I never came to bury her. I will share with you later on the next episode why I left my village for 4 decades and I never came to bury my late beloved mom. This journey is a great opportunity for me, as I'm privileged to be part of this expedition of NN Intercontinental Adventure.
I am Noor Ismail Nozzle. I am a global adventure filmmaker. Follow along as I share my hard-learned lesson in videography, storytelling, and photography.
In this episode, I'm inviting you to join me as I share the history of why I never came to my beloved village for the last 40 years. My reason of going to the village is to come and see the cemetery of my late mom. Since she died, I never came to bury her. My mom worked in the church. She was a committee of the church and as a cashier too. My late mom is called Mama Biaka. She stayed near the church. Her plot was next to the church. On her plot was a coffee plantation. That was the mom who gave me birth. As the story continues, Amudidi Olu Christopher. Listen well to the history, how my mom became a servant of God in the church. For me as Mudidi, I was a drunkard. My mom was preparing alcohol. When my mom heard that I stopped drinking alcohol early 70s, my mom wrote a letter to me, and on reading the letter, she states that I heard you have left drinking alcohol. I replied her letter as the letter took long to reach her. When my mom heard that I left taking alcohol, I replied, yes, I've stopped taking alcohol. 3 months later, my mom wrote a letter to me that she too has stopped making alcohol. I think I'm a lucky son of my mom for letting her to stop making alcohol as she joined the church immediately. She then stopped making alcoholic drinks as no one will come and take alcohol as she used to make it for her son. She then distributed the apparatus for making alcohol to her sisters, which I called the factory of brewing alcohol was donated of. Since then my mom came to join the church and she was well known in the area because of her good behavior with the community around. She became a church committee and became a leader, and she handled the finance of the church. The second story, as I never came to the village, was this. I left the village in early 1969. In the early 70s, I came to my village to see my mom. I came to build a small house of corrugated iron sheets to replace a grass-thatched house. But the people who were in the village were not happy with me as I'm building a corrugated iron house for my mom. There were 2 men from Gwandi tribe, our neighbors in the village, and were speaking ill of me. I heard with my own ears. They never saw me as I was hiding under a tree. They talked ill of me and my mom, that I come from abroad to come and build a corrugated iron house for my mom. I and my mom will see. Immediately when I went to our plantation and the mom wasn't around, I got a big wound on my leg and a snake threatened to bite me. When I reached home with that pain of wound, which I showed to my mom called my aunt. They tried to treat the wound to no avail. My mom told me to leave the village and never to come again to the village. She even told me that even if I hear that she has passed away, I should never dare to come to this village. Mom says that even if I hear she has died, I should organize the funeral events in a Christian way but not in a pagan way. When my mom passed away in the village, I was sent a letter which I never saw. 6 months later, my neighbor in Bunia, Ituro province, who used to go to my village frequently, I met her and she started crying. I asked her not to cry as you have pressure. I told her not to cry. as her pressure may rise up. I asked her, "Why are you crying?" after she had cooled it down. She asked me if I had received a letter. I replied, "Never received a letter." My neighbor told me that whether you have received the letter or not, put in the back of your mind that the person to whom you used to send her the money through me is not alive anymore, as she passed away 6 months ago. Immediately I decided to call my elders and the uncles where I was living in Bunia, as it is ancestral belief to slaughter and gather around the fire, which I did. I did that ancestral prayers for all my uncles who died in my absence. I wrap up this story by appreciating Mr. Noor Ismail for making me a promise since 2010 that he will take me to the village where the ancestors have been buried in the village. I'm grateful for him for fulfilling his promise. May God bless him and the family and all the crew members who made it possible. Finally, my plan is, if I fail to get anyone who knows where my mom is buried, I'll go to the next village where my mom served as a church servant. The church could know the place where she was buried.
Thanks for your information. I am the son of Mr. Mbo, who is the younger brother of your mother. Mabenge and Limosio are elder brothers of my father. My auntie, who is your mother, was buried in the next village. Let's pick the car and let's go.
As well, now we are heading with the Christopher, who came from Bunia, for coming to this meeting with his mother. And it's just like as you can see, they are proceeding here. You try to see the place. And this is the exact place where we suspect that where her mother was being buried. So this is the area who's been buried. We're going to discover it just right now. Just heading to pick someone from that side, come and show us exactly where the burial was being taking place. And after that also, we're going to share with you the house of these two people who tried to chase Mzee, the Christopher from this village. But they're all deaf, but we just share with you the houses and the story of behind that we're going to share with you later. But then I just share with you the place of those two people who have tried to show the bad heart to the Christopher, and then her mother tell him now from since that day to not come back to the village. And I will show you the house of those two men and at the store 13. Grandfather here, so Christopher. So we're gonna discover it in a moment.
First and foremost, I seek your apology for not coming to participate in your burial. But remember your words in early 1970s when we last separated way to Gwandi neighbors was to leave the village with immediate effect. And in condition that even if I hear you have passed away, I shouldn't come. And instead I should organize a Christian prayers, but not a pagan prayer, which I did. That was for your love to me, which I appreciate so much. I seek your forgiveness. May the Almighty God surround you with the pious people and wish to meet you one day, my beloved mom. May your soul rest in eternal peace. I miss you, mom. And my greatest happiness is that I'm going back to Buta, my homeland, which I left 40 years ago. I'm going straight to witness my late mom's grave. Let me witness the grave, and if the grave is bush, let me clean the grave. Since my mother's death, I never buried her or saw the grave. Lastly, I'm going to ask for forgiveness from my mom's grave, as I never came to bury her. I wrap up this story by appreciating Mr. Noor Ismail for making me a promise since 2010 that he will take me to the village where the ancestors have been buried in the village. I'm grateful for him for fulfilling his promise. May God bless him and the family and all the crew members who made it possible. Finally, I appreciate NN Intercontinental Adventure to make this remarkable journey possible. The story continues. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. God bless you.